Hey Alec, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah. So I don't think it's different for you this spring. I know last year, I don't know, this time you were trying to get to know the coaches, but you really had to establish yourself as much as you did this past season. So do you feel different? Do you feel like maybe one of the leaders, or how are things different for you this spring?
I mean, as a team, just being with Coach Malzahn for a year, I mean, we're a lot more comfortable in the system, so we're more focused on the little aspects of the game. And now with Jay Cascock being gone, I feel like I'm taking more of a leadership role in the tight end room and trying to help like Kamori, who just got here, super talented player, to help him get involved and learn the offense and the intricacies of that, and the freshman like Grant Stevens as well. So just feeling like more of a leader in the tight end room.
You just mentioned Kamori. What does he provide to this tight end room?
I mean, he's explosive, super athletic. I mean, he's a great pass catcher, and he's willing to be physical. So I think he's going to be a great addition to the tight end room.
Alec, where can you take the next step? Obviously, emerged last season. Are there some areas that you're trying to improve on this spring?
Definitely in the passing game. I think that Kamori, actually, with him coming in, he's actually helped me a lot in some route running stuff and just stuff that I've never thought of before, as well as just trying to get bigger and be more physical on blocks. I'm very technical with my footwork, but I mean, I need to be able to displace dudes to be able to get holes open for Bowser, Johnny, and all the other running backs.
What are you seeing from Mikey Keen this spring?
I mean, you can just see how much more comfortable he is in the offense. He's a real leader, like he's a servant leader. He really cares about his team. He cares about the offense. It's not about him. I mean, he's willing to spend extra time, throw routes or throw the ball after practice, help you talk through routes, coverages, just different stuff like that. He's a great leader.
How is your chemistry with him?
I mean, I'd say it's pretty good. Just throughout spring, getting routes on air with him and doing different stuff like that with him and John Rice, Tommy, all those dudes. Our chemistry has just been growing tremendously.
How does John Rice fit into everything? I think he talked about, I think you were his host when he visited and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So how's he kind of adapted to the team, and how's he looking out there on the field?
I mean, he's a great dude. I love to be around him. I took him to tee it off. I mean, he was driving that ball down like 300 yards. But I mean, on the football field, you can see he's not missing a step. He's super athletic, able to get off the edges, really push the RPOs. So I love having him around.
Another tight end you mentioned was Grant Stevens, young guy, obviously early enrollee. What have you seen from him this spring?
I mean, he's kind of similar to Kamori. He's a great route runner. We're still working on like learning the offense and stuff like that. So he's still in high school, but I mean, he's going to be a great player. I think he can really be a future of the tight end room.
Who's maybe having a good spring so far, and kind of turning some heads? Maybe a guy that maybe hadn't played a whole lot in the past, a newcomer, or someone who registered. Like, is there anyone maybe having a really good spring?
I mean, JG, I feel like everyone's been talking about JG. He's had a really good spring. Colin Smith, he's a walk-on. He's been having a really good spring. Steven Martin, great spring. I mean, I think the tight end room has made huge steps this spring as well. Everyone's really been playing at a different level. Jordan Davis looks like a whole new player. He looks amazing. So, I mean, those are the guys I'd say.
Earlier you mentioned Tommy in the quarterback room. For a freshman, how is he performing this spring?
Yeah, I think he's been doing really good. He's really calm for a high schooler, and I think that he'll be a great player in the future as well.
Is the offense kind of maybe expanding this spring? Coach talked about doing a lot of install this past week. Are you kind of adding more to the plate, or is it kind of evolving a little bit now that you guys are going to be in year two?
Mm-hmm, yeah, Coach Malzahn's really focused on just adding a bunch of different stuff so the defense can't really just be focused on like one thing and key on that. I mean, he's been working a lot on tight ends, getting in on the passing game, and I think that we've been doing well with that. And I think that the offense just really looks really good right now.
What's it like working with Brian Blackman, and how has he helped you develop?
I mean, he's a great guy. He's a role model for me. He's someone who I can sit down with, talk to about life or football. And I mean, he's really good about just teaching the little things, like the footwork, and just he fits me really well as a coach. So I love working with him.
What was the play of today's practice? There's always like one or two plays, right?
Yeah, so we
someone
went,
makes a big play or something.
Yeah, we went white group and Garrett French, walk-on tight end, ran like a little tight end screen. He went out and scored a touchdown. He's like one of my best friends, so it was amazing to see him go out there and make a great play.
What would you say is the attitude or the identity of this offense so far this spring?
I think this spring we've really got after it in the run game. We're a lot more physical than we used to be. I mean, our size, we've gotten a lot bigger. And I don't know, I think that we're attacking it a lot more. Now that we're comfortable with the plays and stuff like that, we're able to focus on the little things and just play fast.
What would you say the offensive line is doing? I mean, I know there's got to replace Cole, but most of the guys return. There's some transfers kind of in the mix. Like, how are those guys looking?
I mean, the O-line looks great. Matley and Sam Jackson, the leaders, and Kahi, I mean, they're studs. And I love just whenever we can run behind them, I mean, we're going to gain yards. So, I mean, just with them on the field, I'm always confident. Our O-line's amazing.
You mentioned a few walk-on names, like you're a former walk-on yourself, obviously. How do those guys push you, and how important can be a walk-on program like walk-on guys for a program being like push everyone else?
I mean, when I got here as a freshman, I was strictly just scout team, and it's knowing coming in every single day that you're pushing these starters, and although the fans might not see the impact you're making on the field, you're making a huge impact, giving those dudes good looks and different stuff like that. And just me being able to talk to those dudes and be like, hey guys, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You're able, if you put the work in, you're going to see results.
When you look back on last year, what was like your favorite moment? Did you kind of think about to the season? What kind of stands out for you?
I mean, probably Florida. I mean, I grew up being a UCF and a Florida fan, so going out there, playing in that game kind of felt like a backyard football game, so it was pretty fun.
How are you as a blocker?
I'm very technical. I use my footwork and try to play angles and be effective in that way. I feel like I try to be physical. I'm trying to gain some weight so I'm able to displace dudes better, but I mean, I'd say I'm very technical when I block.
How much weight are you trying to get?
I'm trying to get to around like 240. So I've put on probably like 5-6 pounds since last season, and then I mean during the summer I'll be able to get up after spring.
You know, obviously had a good year this past year, even though the team had a lot of injury issues and stuff like that. So what's the outlook for you guys? You know, hopefully full health this year. You guys gunning for the conference, or what do you guys kind of talk about when you look at goals for this upcoming season?
I mean, goals obviously is the conference championship, but you got to take it day by day. I mean, a lot of teams in spring right now are getting lethargic. They don't want to go out there for practice 9, we're just gonna sleepwalk through it until we get to fall camp. I mean, these are like the days that you really win games in fall. So just staying focused on today, and then the rest of it will play out as it should.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Of course.
Thanks, Alec.